Tonight's. Let's see if I can stop that camera from wheeling. Let's see. All right. And tonight's, wanted to talk to you about something today. Now, you'll notice a recurring theme on some of these videos that I've been making lately. Are that these videos are sort of about why I have and haven't been making content lately, but they're also in a wider way about reasons you shouldn't. And that's what this video is. These are... So I'd like to share with you some of the reasons why I am not allowed to have an opinion on things. Now I do on occasion through characters and whatnot. I do make my opinions not necessarily known, but sometimes I will blow those up into extreme versions of those and share those in an attempt to make people laugh or to just have fun with it. But in general, I am not allowed an opinion about a lot of the things that I do want to talk about because I am a white male who is cisgendered. There are a lot of things going on right now in the what we'll call it the SJW community. Now this is the far left, what some people even refer to as the regressive left. These are things that I would love to talk about because I think that they have social value. I think the discussion is actually very valuable to have. And it seems like when it comes to things like gender studies and third wave feminism, I want to be very specific and say third wave feminism, it seems like a lot of the things that I'm hearing and a lot of the things that I'm seeing tends to leave people sort of in echo chambers where, different ideas are not valued as much as they are told that, no, you can't challenge these, which personally I feel is where academia stops. Like, as soon as you start saying that you're not open to new ideas or to challenges, debates, etc., I think that is where we stop educating people and we start indoctrinating them. But because I am a cis white male, this is one of the reasons why you've never really heard me talk about any of these things. So another reason that I sometimes don't make videos, not all the time, but sometimes, is that my family and friends follow me on social media. So, if my family and or a friend, sometimes, let's say they give me an idea for a video, and the idea that they give me maybe doesn't paint or paint them in a great light, or even if it's an abstract concept. Let's say I wanted to make a video about how my friend way overreacted to the Trump, the announcement of the Trump presidency. But I didn't mention that friend, didn't talk about that friend, no one knew who that friend was. Maybe I just made it about a random person. If the details are too close to reality, which inspired it, that can cause issues. Of course, that also gets into political stuff, which I don't really want to do, but that's just something that's kind of polarizing right now that I'm hopeful that some of you can identify with. So, maybe you've seen someone like this on your Facebook. I don't know. But on maybe something closer to home, maybe I've got a friend who is currently trying to decide whether they're going to circumcise their son. Obviously, that's very specific. If, friend A, is going through that, and I make a video on that, and maybe I don't agree with their opinions, or the video I make doesn't, it can cause issues. And I've had a lot of video ideas that I've dropped because of that, because even though the vast majority of people would never have put two and two together, he would have, or she would have, or they would have, or whatever. So that's another reason, is because my family, friends, my girlfriend follow me on social media. It's a little bit harder to get away with things, even if they're kind of cloaked in anonymity. It can still cause me personal problems. So, let's see here. So I am sort of higher up in my job. I'm a senior manager, or whatever the hell that means, at a YouTube network. And though, yes, no, I don't do a lot really on this channel, and, I don't do so much publicly anymore on the other channel, but I'm trying. I'm gonna get there, don't worry. It becomes a little bit difficult to talk about things that may be polarizing, or, I definitely don't want to talk about the company in any light, really, outside of what is, what I can put out there. Don't want to, try to, I have to be careful not to talk about things before it's time to talk about them. I have to make sure that, I get clearance on certain things, just because for every, let's say, for every 10 projects that, that are started, probably maybe 4 of them ever come out to release or are publicly visible. So I can talk about a lot of awesome things, but if I announce it before it's completed or almost completed, it can cause issues where people will come back, 6, 8, 10 months later and go, well, where is this project? And of course, then I'm not necessarily in trouble, but then I have to justify something that I probably shouldn't have talked about to begin with. So there's another thing the reason I don't make videos so much, because these things that I'm personally excited about, these things that I really, I think are going to help people and so on and so forth, you never know what's actually going to come out of them. So sometimes just better to announce them when they're really, really close to ready, or whatever. I'm in a country with a culture I don't fully understand. And though, yes, I do make efforts to try to understand and to participate whenever possible, I am still in this position where, in my misunderstanding of certain things in certain situations, I could very easily say something that is, not, I wouldn't say not PC, because I don't want to buy into this whole PC culture thing, but maybe is more disrespectful to someone's culture than I intend to be. And, that hurts. Like, that hurts me. When I unintentionally hurt someone else because of my my misunderstanding or whatever, it's just, ouch, Let's see here. My views on the afterlife and faith are not exactly popular. I don't talk about them. I don't talk about them on this channel, and I'm not going to go into them now. But I will say that, at least in the U.S., South, my views on the afterlife and faith are not very popular. But that's okay. I'm totally tolerant of anything and everything. And in fact, I am open to, learning about and experiencing culture in those ways. Because I do believe that, those sort of things, they do have value, no matter what you do believe or what you don't believe. I think that, that's a great discussion to be had, as long as everyone's tolerant about it. But because some people aren't always as tolerant, it's better to be a discussion that I don't have. So, as I mentioned earlier about the Trump thing, now I am, when it comes to politics, I am left-leaning. But I'm not really crazy far left-leaning. Now, what I mean by this is, so there's left-leaning, meaning that, or there's the far left, which, some people will say that they subscribe to, but there's the even further left, that, say, the SJW crowd, currently, inhabit. And that is something I can never get behind. I am all for equality. I am all for equal. I am all for equal opportunity and all that. But there are certain tenets of these social movements that are beyond seeking equality, and sometimes I do take issue with. So yeah, there's that. Now, if you're going to ask me if I'm a Democrat or Republican, I'm not really answering that question. But I will say left-leaning, but not crazy left. Let's just put it that way. All right. So yeah, these are things that these are the things that I don't normally talk about. These are things that I will probably never talk about. However, who knows? Maybe if I find myself in a position where my friends and family all agree that they'll get the joke if I ever make content. Maybe if, after Freedom goes IPO, and I step away, if I step away, maybe then we'll see some awesome stuff. But for now, these are things I refuse to talk about normally, and the reasons I refuse to talk about them. On your channel, I'd like to know, what do you refuse to talk about and why? What topics do you try to stay away from, if any at all? And also, and you don't have to tell me your stance on any of these. I'm just curious what the topics are. Yeah. Anyways, till next time, don't forget to like, or actually at this point, maybe I've told you too much, maybe dislike, subscribe, do all those things that make me love my job. Also, be awesome to yourself and amazing to each other. Bye, guys.